Hello.
Hi there. Welcome to Pass the Glass. My name's Shelley Miller.
I'm Lori Meehan.
I'm Pam Tucker.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's a beautiful day. It's summertime again.
For now. For now.
I know.
Yeah, it's Ohio, so
I
by
know.
Saturday it's going to be cold.
Building
Right.
a snowman, probably.
Exactly.
I
Sounds
hope
good.
not quite yet. Saturday is my son's wedding, so no
Oh,
snow.
no Saturday. We'll wait until Sunday at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, at least Sunday.
Let's put it off.
Yeah, yeah. So Lori was kind enough to come over to my house last night, and we baked some cookies
Yes.
and had some fun. Drank some margaritas, had some dinner.
Yes. Good margaritas, that's for sure.
Yeah, helped with the cook baking.
Mm.
And so I realized last night that I hadn't taken either of the dresses that I've picked for the wedding to go get altered. So
Oh, boy.
yeah, so now I have to pick which one I'm going to wear and try and figure out that alteration thing on my own.
That'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't look like it's a major.
No, it's
alteration,
not.
so
It
that's a
fits
good
me pretty
thing.
well. Both of them do. So
They're really nice. I really like the one you picked.
yeah, thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
What kind of shoes are you wearing?
Well, I bought shoes, but I'm just not sure if they're what I want. So
Yeah,
I
what
might be
kind?
back out. Well, they're sandals, so if it's going to be 50 degrees like the weather is saying, it might be a little
Yeah, you
chilly
have to.
for
You
sandals.
might have to have a backup pair.
Right. Yeah. I was kind of thinking maybe like ballet slippers type shoes because
Yeah.
I'm a klutz. You know,
See,
Yeah, this
preach
girl
to the
doesn't do
choir.
heels either.
put me in
No.
heels and I will have a show.
Fun. Sometimes you don't have control if it's another person's wedding. Because when my sister got married, we had 5-inch stilettos.
Oh my.
Oh man.
What?
Luckily, the person I was walking down the aisle with was a big football player, and I'm whispering the whole time, "Don't you let me fall!
Don't let me go.
Don't you let me fall!" He's like, "It's okay, I got you." I'm like, "I don't know how to wear big girl shoes. I have no idea what I'm doing." So at least you can pick your own shoes.
Yes, I used to be able to wear those tall shoes, but not anymore.
I know.
I know. It's crazy. I don't know what happened.
Weak ankles for me, man. I said I can trip on my own two bare feet.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
I have balance. I think I have balance issues. This is my
Yeah.
problem. I can't balance on that little tiny
Yeah.
point.
I was
Yeah.
so jealous when I would watch Sex in the City and Carrie Bradshaw would
Yes, those.
her Manila
He's
Blancs and
strutting out
everything,
there.
and
Yeah.
running down the streets
Like
of New
she's
York
wearing
City,
tennis
and
shoes.
Right.
yeah, and her 5-inch stilettos.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
Jealous,
Yeah,
do it.
I can't do it.
jealous.
Justine can.
Yeah,
Justine's
she-
not
I've
with
seen
us
her.
today
Yeah.
because
Yes.
she had to do some things. She had to take care of some things for herself, and so we're just winging it on our own,
Yes,
like big girls.
yes,
We're trying.
exactly.
We're good.
So, do you have jewelry picked out or anything?
No.
So you have some long days ahead of you, don't you?
You know it's in 2 days.
Yes, I do. I do. I'll figure it out. I've got a huge jewelry box full
Yeah.
of stuff. My husband was very kind to me and bought me lots of things, so I have lots of things to pick from. So we were checking out online before Pam joined us today. There are these awesome pumpkin carvings in Poland. Do you know where it is?
It's
in
on Poland Center. I believe it's Drive, but it's right off of 224, right before you get to Giant Eagle.
Oh,
going
okay,
towards
yeah, I know where that
PA.
is.
So he gets foam pumpkins, and he has a paring knife, so to speak, but it's electric, so it's hot to cut
Oh.
through. And he puts a stencil on the pumpkin, and he carves out like any kind of picture. I mean, we've
Oh,
looked
wow,
at
that's
it. There's there's Disney characters, there's Grease, there's just regular pumpkin pictures, there's pictures of musicians and
Yeah,
all
that was
kinds of stuff.
amazing.
There's
Oh,
over
wow.
100, and he has
I
them at
have
his house.
No such talent, so that would be cool
Yeah,
to see.
yeah, it's very cool to see. And there's another thing too that is
Yeah.
really cool. Have you ever been past Canfield Christmas lights?
Like, are you talking the ones where the houses do all the separate? Yeah,
Yes.
years ago, not anytime recent.
Mike, the one that owns the house at Canfield Christmas Lights, he's the one that does the whole street.
Okay.
And he has a Halloween display that just started.
Oh, I bet that's awesome.
It's not quite done, but he has it going, and you can tune in and listen on the radio, and it plays the scary music and stuff. It's
that's
cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, so you can look them up on Facebook. It's Canfield Christmas Lights on Facebook, and
the Halloween one's on.
Yeah, it gives all of the information.
Well, the guy from Poland Center, I believe, he was on the news. I'm not sure what day, but the link I saw was I think WFMJ
and
or something
what
like
I
that.
pulled up was a video on YouTube. I searched and found a video that showed a lot of the pumpkins, so it's readily available.
I like
to find
carving
out where
real pumpkins. They never come out. With my son's 17 now, so he doesn't.
Right,
he could care less.
Yeah.
And my niece and nephew, they're 7, but they paint theirs, and so they don't really care. But I liked doing it. It never came out very well.
Yeah. Sometimes the ones that aren't quite perfect are the most fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was the whole where the Charlie Brown, we just do the triangles nose and the mouth.
I would tape a stencil to it, and I would try to.
Speaking of Charlie Brown. I am very upset that they are taking it off of TV. And where do I don't even know where we have to go to watch it, but someplace I've never.
Yeah, streaming thing.
I've never heard of it. But I'm like, really?
It's on it's like from iPhone stuff.
They're taking Charlie Brown away from me during COVID?
Right.
What are they thinking?
I mean, it's been since, I'm 38. I don't think
50.
I've ever remember a year where there has not been Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
It's part of the holidays.
It is.
I mean, I know this is the era of the, internet and this and that. And, who knows? Maybe, 20 years from now, regular, TV is going to be gone. I don't know. But still.
I wonder if you can find it on, I would imagine it's somewhere on YouTube or
I mean, I own all of them. But I now don't have a DVD player.
I know.
I have the DVDs. I have tons of DVDs. I have no DVD player.
Yeah.
Because I don't need one. Because I watch Netflix or whatever. You know?
But every once in a while, you might want to watch one of our old movies.
Right. So I'm thinking, now I got to go back out and buy a DVD player.
Good thing is they should probably be inexpensive.
Like $10 probably. Yeah. Because it just needs to play.
Yeah. Friends of mine, would actually look at garage sales and yard sales and stuff and pick them up because that's what people do. I mean, people are selling them, so they pick them up and then they sell them they go to Nashville. They're in Nashville flea market or whatever, and they'll resell them at a little bit higher price, obviously.
And
but still,
an Xbox, but that's so much. I don't play. It's not really mine, but I still have it. And that's just a little too complicated for me to just try to play a movie on because you got the controller and then you got to log it. It's not for me.
Me neither.
Speaking of Halloween, we need to talk about your house too.
Oh,
I got a nice tour.
Still
I mean, like
you've
got the whole living room set up, which is awesome.
My living room is pretty crazy.
You've got like
a 3-foot tall talking skull.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say the skull that can be like a coffee table.
Yeah, he's gonna go outside with me when I hand out candy. I'm gonna set up a big tent out by the road and hand out candy because my driveway is, I don't know,
it's long,
80 foot long, and I don't want to have the kids having to walk all the way up the driveway. So
for sure.
I'm gonna put a tent out there and dress up and sit out there with my scary skeleton.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I mean, you've got like the light up hats.
Yeah,
those
I have
witches'
hats, and I have a haunted house that I painted when I was in high school that my mom saved and I still have. And we found one that's of the same series, another house so we have 2 different ones, and they're both lighted. And I have this really cool witch that I got at a flea market. And I was so excited. I saw it from a distance, and I nonchalantly walked up and I said, "How much for that witch?" And the guy goes, $3. And it was so hard for me to contain my excitement because I didn't want him to think that he should have charged me more.
Right, for sure.
But when I got home, one of my friends helped me look it up on, I don't know, it's from 1960,
Right.
and she's this witch with this blue or this green face and this hat that's purple, and then her body is clear glass, and then it's got this liquid inside and glitter. And when you turn the light on, the glitter starts to move, kind of like a
lava lamp.
Lava
kind
lamp,
of thing?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And she's got these spring arms, and she's really cool. But
That's
they
fun.
looked it up, and we think that she retailed. Well, she's worth now. She retailed like $30 back in the day in 1960, but now she is worth like $169.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I got it for $3. So yay me.
Nice.
Yeah, win-win.
I'd like to do a couple shout outs here. First, my cousin Brandon. Hi, what's up, cuz?
Hey,
I saw your
Brandon.
message. Paul, Scarcella, hello. Brian Ladd, Michael Carson. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching. We're just talking about Halloween, and I started about how upset I am that Charlie Brown's not on this year. So that's what, sparked the conversation. And Shelly's, house has all kinds of, I've got a lot of decorations, but yours are like really
I
cool.
phoned it in this year. Didn't do much. Just a couple lights and some pumpkins. That's all I got.
Yeah, I've got lights outside. I've got 10 mums. And
Hi, Mom. Mom's on.
And I've got what else? I've got some scary guys hanging from my porch.
Well, you've got your
lights.
candelabra.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
my boss was giving away some stuff because he sold his house, and so he had this brass fancy candelabra thing, and I don't think he realized that I was taking it home to use it for Halloween. But I took it, and so I've got all of these cool paper candles in there they're decorated ones. There's like witches and pumpkins and ghosts, and it holds 5 candles, and it's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
So let's talk about what we're drinking tonight, ladies.
Yes.
When you guys,
We have got pink Moscato from Barefoot.
It's really good.
Yeah, and it's reasonably priced.
Yeah.
It's, and it is still a cork wine, which is a big deal for me. For some
I know
reason.
it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have that fancy opener.
Oh, I do. Oh, I've got a different one.
Oh,
tonight.
yeah,
Oh, do
that.
you? I didn't see it.
I do.
I didn't bring
have a
wine tonight. I brought
battery-operated
Oh, look
seltzer
at that
tonight.
one.
So I have truly
Yeah, see?
seltzer, something different.
Yeah, see my
That is fancy.
It is fancy. I also brought an aerator with me because we were talking the other night about aerators.
Oh, okay.
So when you pour wine through an aerator, it changes the flavor completely.
Oh, see, I had no clue.
Yes. Next glass, when you empty that, we'll try it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you were talking about how you wanted to you do the 10 at the end of your driveway to pass out
Yes.
candy. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do this year. I have little Halloween bags that I'll put candy in for the neighbor kids, because I give them extra.
Extra, right.
And surprisingly, I thought I would get a lot. There's little girls down the street from me. But last year I bought like 2 big bags of candy because I thought I'd get a lot of kids.
Yeah,
I
for
see
sure.
kids all over the neighborhood. And I'm not, like, I maybe got like 10,
Yeah, I don't get
So,
that.
But I'm thinking about using those bags and putting bowls out. And, I have a chair right, by the doorway. So as they walk up, I'll go up to the door and just say, go ahead, grab a bag,
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
that's
nice.
good. Yeah.
That's nice.
So I don't know.
I get full-size candy bars at Sam's Club. I buy the big boxes of
I'm
full-size.
coming trick-or-treating at your house.
It's just, I don't know. Last year, I had so much candy that I was giving away like 6 to each kid because I hardly got any
They were probably
trick-or-treaters.
loving it.
Nobody on my street except me gave out candy.
Really?
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
Yeah. And people were pulling in the driveway all the way up by the house because it was cold and it was damp out. And it wasn't a nice trick-or-treat. I'm hoping that it's better weather this year.
Hopefully
Yes.
so.
I haven't
Hopefully
looked that
so.
far, actually.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I'm going to put my tent way at the end of the road so that the kids can just jump out of the car and run up and get it. Because we don't have sidewalks where we live. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
harder for them. But I think there's a development over on the side of me. And I think that the kids all go in there because there, is a whole circle of nice houses. And I think if I sit at the end of the road, they'll see me in. Because we were sitting up on the porch, which is you know, where the big pumpkin
Right.
is.
Yeah.
That is hard to see from. And we had lights on and stuff, but you know, for one house, people probably don't go that far. But if I'm
Yeah.
sitting out there, then they'll see it and come out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, I bought a big bag of mixed candy and gave one to my little cousin who's 12 that when they were going back to Florida. And then my mom and I just put a box together for my little niece and nephew that are in Cincinnati.
Aw.
So gave them each a bag.
Nice.
That's cute.
So I'm like, you know, now I'm worried. Like it's about a half bag left. I'm like, I guess what I'll have to do tomorrow is do the separate bags for the kids around me, and then
Yeah.
see how much I have left.
Mhm.
You know, because my
It's
luck this year,
unpredictable.
I'm gonna run out, and I feel bad that I
Well-
got to turn my light off.
And there are
Yeah.
so many places that aren't doing trick or treat that I
Right.
think there's
Yeah.
going to be people
Right.
come in from other areas.
Well, and there's
to
so
come.
many things that were just no one was able to do this year. Period. That I think the things that you are permitted to do, more people will participate.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
Right.
because you lost so much.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. I think I might have to go buy a little
So
bag.
are you dressing up?
I
to hand
do.
out candy?
I don't like dress up completely, but I've got like a witch's hat and a cape, and I don't have a mask, but who knows? Maybe I'll like put some warts on my face or
Yeah.
something. Allie, my little dog Allie, I do put her witch's costume on her.
How
cute.
cute.
And like I have a little witch's hat that I put on her. She doesn't like to keep it on the whole time, but when the kids come up, I'll put it back on.
My dogs will not keep costumes on. They're jerks.
Really?
They just the one helps the other one get out of her costume and then takes her own off. So I give up on
Aw.
it.
My
Same with
bulldog
sweaters.
Matilda, I used to have a bulldog, and she had a Halloween costume that was a pumpkin, and as round as she was, it was so
Oh my
cute.
gosh,
with this,
that would be
Mhm.
cute.
yeah, it was adorable, and she had this little hat that was like the pumpkin top. It was hilarious,
Yeah.
and she didn't like it, but she wore it.
I think we're dressing up at work. I think we're going to be M&Ms this year
Oh, that's cute.
because we have to still be able to function.
Right.
Working in a medical office. So we got. I think we're going to order like the t-shirts, the M&M
Right.
t-shirts and
Yeah.
stuff, and just
Oh,
Mhm.
that'll be cute.
probably figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I worked in the office, I mean, like probably 15 years ago, two of my favorite things were me and my manager at the time. She's a Browns fan, and I'm a Steelers fan. And we both dressed up in our jerseys and did
Oh,
the whole art thing,
That's cute.
And we got a picture of us both, like, got fists on us. That was fun.
That was
And then
cute.
for whatever reason, I don't know what I came up with. Oh, this is when Kmart and Boardman was still open.
Mhm.
And I went and found a pair of platform shoes like that for like $15. I dressed up as Paul Stanley from Kiss, because with my, I even
That's
did my hair
awesome.
darker.
Yeah.
But like I did the whole '80s thing where you really poof it out,
Mhm.
and my mom like drew the star around
Uh-huh.
because I would never be able to do it, so she drew it. But yeah, that was fun.
that's-
Got my
that's
dad one of
super
my
fun.
dad's old skinny ties because. I mean, I couldn't get like the whole chest hair from Paul
Right,
Stanley, so I
right.
decided
Right.
there was the one album where they all dressed up in suits,
Right.
but they
You
were all
pulled from
things.
that,
Mhm.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
of
that was really fun.
yeah, that would be
That was fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was fun back in the day. You
It
know
was.
that?
Yeah.
Mostly, I just cop out and dress like a nurse because I already have a stethoscope.
Oh, geez.
Like to say hello to my cousin Tammy. Hi, Tam. And Lori. Hi, Lore. Thanks for watching.
Okay, and I've got Wes and Robert and Roger. Hey, guys. So last year,
Yeah.
I go to work, and I didn't really wear a costume. I just wore pink hair. Okay, and so I go to work, and I work all day, and the next morning, I come in, and my boss goes, "Oh, thank God you dyed it back to regular." And I looked at him. I go, "It was Halloween. I wore a wig."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh my God!" I went over to our other location and I told everybody that you had gone crazy and dyed your hair
You have
pink.
good life choices or something.
And I was like, "Oh, well, no, it's not real."
It's fine. Well, it must have been a convincing wig then.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah, it was funny. One year for Halloween, I dressed as a devil. And I had this really cool. It wasn't a face thing. It was it was like a hood over my head, and it had the devil horns. And so I painted my face red, and I had the cape, and I put on a red shirt underneath it, and I sat in a lawn chair with the basket in my lap.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sat as still as I could in the chair. And when kids would come up to take the candy, I would grab their arm.
That's cute. That's really cute.
Oh, I had a mother that was not happy with it. She thought that it was wrong.
Oh,
I thought it was funny.
Funny.
It was. My kids thought it was great.
Yeah.
They were young, and they thought it was funny.
Right.
But some people just don't know how to take things.
I know. So I did want to mention that if anybody has any kind of questions, comments, anything you want to send in to us, if you send it in and we pick it up, we would love to send you one of our Pass the Glass.
If you look on our Facebook page, you'll see a picture of it, so you can see it up close. They're really cute. My friend Heather designed the logo for us and
Very
put them
cute.
on the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So this is going to be like totally a vain subject, but I was telling Shelly earlier, like I take pride in the fact that like I look younger than 50 years old, because I always took care of my skin and everything. I feel like I found my first 2 wrinkles today. On my forehead. I feel like I could, even when I'm like just looking straight, I could see the wrinkles up there, and I'm like, no. I mean, that's terrible. I know. I mean, like I said, I've been dealing with gray hair and dyeing my hair for years, but wrinkles. That's really, that hit home a little bit today. How old did you
38.
say? Okay, yeah, you're young.
Well, I mean, I have to dye my hair regularly. I have so much gray.
Really?
Yes, because my hair is dark, so it
Right.
It shows
really
more.
shows.
Yes.
Actually, I found a patch under here somewhere. I forgot to hit on this side, maybe, I don't know. But I'm like, I saw some silver. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we'll just flop this down here like it goes. It's hiding that, and next time I dye it, I'll make sure I hit that spot.
I know. It's hard to deal with, when you don't. When we were younger, 50 sounded so old.
Yeah, for sure.
And now that I am 50, I'm like, well, that's not that old. What the heck?
Your
Changes your
perception
perspective.
does,
Yeah.
does change the older
But
that you get.
I, like my mom, and I think my Aunt Marion used to say, don't let me have gray hair in that casket, man, and that's the whole thing. Do not let me have gray hair in my casket when I die years down the road. But it's hard because with our dark hair too, 2 weeks you start seeing the growth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you use? Like, my sister turned me on to the whole spray stuff, L'Oreal.
Yeah.
And that's nice, but it's messy.
Yes. And I feel like it makes your hair feel a little bit
Yeah.
strange.
And then, or there's just the temporary stuff where you can comb in, But I'm like, if I'm gonna spend $10 on that or $8 on that, I'm just gonna go get my hair dye and do it every 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But yeah, it was a little shock looking in the mirror today and seeing those wrinkles on my forehead. I'm like,
It is a little bit of a shock when you first realize.
Yeah.
They're there because had a happy life and you've smiled.
True. No, that should be here, not not up there.
Not on the forehead.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
So you've raised your eyebrows a lot.
Yes, I guess so. Obviously,
more than you realize.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very expressive when I talk, and my family's always we're loud talkers. I mean, like. The story I go to is you want to move that? Should I move back a little bit?
Back it up.
So my grandpa street check on my mom's side, he used to work in the mills, and obviously with all the noise and stuff, he lost some hearing. So when say I'm a teenager or whatever, and he when someone else answers the phone and you just say hello, and there's my grandpa on the other line, he goes hello, so you go hello. You always know when somebody goes hello, it's grandpa. So we had gotten used to talking louder, with him. And then when we would have Christmas Eve dinner over my mom and dad's, we've got 20 people in the house, and we're there in the living room telling stories. People congregate in the kitchen, and it's a ranch house, and we're all talking over each other. So we just eventually started just getting used to talking loud, and some people are just like, "Wow, tone it down a little bit," But
Let's
hey,
start calling her the loud talker.
yeah, that's just us, But it is funny because I'm loud sometimes.
Do you have a difficult time, like me, I can keep my mouth shut if I'm feeling something or thinking something I don't want to say. I cannot.
That's
control
called a
my
filter.
Face. Yeah, I cannot control my face though. Like I have a very difficult time. Like if I'm not saying, it's like, did that come across?
Oh yeah.
Here, even though it didn't here,
yeah.
did that come across here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I can't rein it in.
I don't know. Nobody's ever told me anything about that, but I've never asked.
Yeah. I've had people
like,
say, "What's that look for?" And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I can definitely hold my tongue, but do I actually express it on my face? I don't know.
No, I do.
Yeah,
I know I do.
Definitely,
because my boss will say, "Are you mad? Are you okay?"
Yeah, and then you have to say, "It's just my face." That's all. It's just my face.
Yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting question.
It is.
Wow.
I only ask because I've definitely been told that. Like, well, you didn't say anything, but that look on your face, that's all I needed to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay. I know how to put a mood on that.
So have you guys done anything like with fall cleanup outside? Do you have any plants or anything? I'm just thinking ahead of what I got to do tomorrow, actually. Since it's going to be nice.
I was thinking the same thing, but I don't have time tomorrow. I need to trim back my rose bushes.
Yeah.
And my lilies, they say to cut those almost at the ground level.
Yeah.
I was reading up on it the other day. I found a story on Facebook that told what things you should trim back to almost ground level for the winter. So those are two things, rose bushes and lilies. I don't know about some of my other stuff. I know, like my shrubs, they told me when they planted them to cut them to a level that I want them to be in the spring, and they'll be there. They'll stay that way for the spring.
I have no plants.
Really?
I can't keep them alive.
I have plants and I have weeds.
Oh,
so yeah, the weeds are horrible. No matter what, I pulled out everything. I cut down all of my big giant shrubs, and they ground the stumps on them, and then they put rocks down and made it all pretty and put new plants in. And within, I don't know, a month, I had weeds. So I found this really good spray, and it kills the weeds for like 3 weeks, and then I go and do it again.
Oh yeah, what do you use?
It's Ortho. It's not the total vegetation killer, but it's like the next step down from that. And as long as you don't spray it on the leaves of the plants, it doesn't hurt them. But it kills the weeds. It's amazing.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, it's great, and it turns them to like blonde hair looking things.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Yeah,
and then you just go around and
right.
them out. But if you do it quick enough, you hardly have any growth, and then it's just
not a big mess.
Yeah, it's not a mess. Yeah, it turns out well.
Yeah, so I moved into my house 3 years ago in June, and when you go in the backyard, I have a sunroom, and then you go out the sunroom, and they have like the lava rock down, and it's like a half moon, and there's a fire pit out there. So I've got a bunch of chairs and stuff out there, but that is the hardest thing to keep the weeds away.
It is. And it's so hard to walk in it or kneel down to pull
right.
weeds. It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
I had that at my old house.
So, and then those big prickly ones, they can get like, 3 feet tall.
Well, spray them with that stuff.
Yeah.
It'll really help.
Like this year, I took time. I had a towel, sat on the towel, I had, music playing in the background, but I just took quadrants and went and pulled all, I sprayed them, and then I went and pulled all of them. And then every couple weeks I would go and spray because
Yeah.
it's just like it was so hard to maintain. You know, like I got them all done up front, and then I worked on the back, and then I went back up front, and there they are
They're
again.
there again. Yep.
You know,
That's how
but
mine is.
that backyard, it was bad. So I did. I sat there and I just moved over. You know, sat
That's all
on the
you
towel
can
and
do.
kept pulling it. But oh my gosh! And then you know, stuff, little teeny tiny light green, you know, leaves or weeds or whatever in the flower beds were making their way down. I'm like, where is all of this coming from?
Yeah, it's amazing
You know?
how they join in.
And why can that stuff grow so quickly and the plants take so long?
Right.
So long.
You know?
Yeah, and like you're 24 hours later, you've already got something.
Yeah.
else.
Yep, and the weeds, I think, take all the nutrients, and
Right.
the plants don't grow.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But I found that if you put, especially when your plants are small in the spring, if you put a bucket, I used a 5-gallon bucket and put over it and sprayed, and I really sprayed heavily the first time I did it, and it killed all the bad weeds.
Yeah.
And then I took the bucket off, and you know, we were all good.
Right.
And as long as I called ortho because I just wasn't sure, and I didn't want to kill my new plants that I planted.
Right.
So they said, as long as you spray, just don't touch the plants with the spray, that it won't hurt them.
Yeah.
As long as you spray when it's not going to rain, because if you spray and it rains, then it goes in the dirt.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Hurt them.
And then I got my neighbors. I love my neighbors. They're so sweet, so wonderful. I'm very lucky that on either side and across the street, my neighbors are wonderful. But the ones on the one side, they have pine trees, and you know those pine needles are everywhere right now.
They're falling off
Everywhere.
all over the place.
Yeah. Do you know that in Georgia, where I used to live for a while, they called that pine straw, and they actually used it instead of mulch as landscape?
They do. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I just found out that because I saw that she used it, and they just moved in last spring, so and she's got a green thumb.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean,
was worried that it would
she planted
start
like the bushes to attract the butterflies and something else to attract the praying mantis. She told me if you see a praying mantis, don't kill it because I planted the plants to attract them because they kill the other things. I'm like, well, if they can come over and kill the spiders for me, I'd love it. You know,
spiders.
But
monkey balls. Get monkey balls for your spiders.
No, I get Terminex. Yes, thank you. I don't mess around. Yes, but and like, I mean, my mom, my aunt and uncle owned a florist, and my mom worked there for years, so it's been in our family.
Oh, that's cool.
With plants and flowers, and she used to have a bunch of rose bushes. My mom on the one side of the house, and every year I would buy her something different for Mother's Day. I remember I had an Oldsmobile Alero. It was kind of like the size of a Cavalier, you know.
Oh yeah.
And
my Alero. I had an Alero.
Did you? Yeah.
Seems like everybody had an Alero.
And I remember I bought a magnolia. It was a bush at the tree at the time, you know. And I fit that. I put the seat down on the passenger. Fit that, put the sunroof open and let on the passenger seat in an Alero. That thing.
And it stuck out the roof?
Yeah, a little bit. That thing is now a tree on the side of the house.
Oh, I love magnolia trees.
We got to trim it probably twice a year because it's a tree now. And I still can't believe I actually fit that thing in an Oldsmobile Alero, but what are you going to do?
At my old house, I had the most beautiful magnolia tree. I love them. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
But they only flower for such a short time.
I know, they do. And it's in spring they get their flowers.
Right.
Yeah. But they're so fragrant.
They get so much rain and they're gone.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. They have their little buds and then, the white flowers come out. And that's it. It's just green for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But I bought some new stuff that I planted in the back that I'm going to have to trim. Yeah, this year. I do want to get, I'm talking like it's spring, but, plants and stuff. I know. I want to get honeysuckle.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite smells.
That's another thing I bought my mom for Mother's Day one year.
My childhood memories because my mom had lots of honeysuckle.
Really?
So when I smell it, it makes me think of my mom.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. We had lilacs too. So that's another good smell.
She's got a lilac bush. and I didn't buy that one, but I did buy the honeysuckle. And just so everybody knows, honeysuckle has pink flowers that have no fragrance.
Really?
It's the white flowers
Yeah.
that have the
white
fragrance. Because
flowers.
I got her the
Wow.
pink one first, and it didn't
So
have
is,
any fragrance.
is one male and one female?
I
like,
don't know.
like holly bushes?
Maybe.
Because holly
That's
bushes,
interesting.
one
Yeah.
is male
Never
and one
known
is
that.
female.
Neither
and
did
you-
I.
I would have just
You-
figured
they-
I did something wrong.
Yeah.
The honey or the holly, if you don't have both, they don't get berries.
Oh. I didn't know
That's
that.
why I
Yeah,
can't do
because
plants.
they
I know
cross
nothing.
pollinate and then they get berries.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. So on the back patio, they have the lattice, and we have both of the honeysuckle that grows. It's so big now that there's like the birds make condos in there. I think she found like 6 different nests in
Wow.
there. Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah. So I do want to get honeysuckle next year because I love it. And there's a place right underneath in the corner of the back of the yard, of the back of the house, right underneath the kitchen window that I can
that'll make
plant
your
it,
house
and I can
smell
just
so good.
yes.
That'll be great.
Especially you have the windows up, it'll
Yeah.
blow in the summertime. That'll be
Mhm.
really nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I was just thinking about everything I got to start doing outside, and then I've got such a big backyard that I gotta, I'm gonna see if I can use the mulching mower to do most of the leaves back there. But I'm definitely gonna have somebody come to do the leaves.
I have someone.
You do?
Yes, I do. Yes, Kennedy Landscaping does that, and I will hook you up with their phone
Okay.
number.
Yeah, because my parents have a guy who comes and does their lawn,
Mhm.
and he said he'll do the leaves for them. So somehow I'm going to get in touch with him, and then I've got another friend who's supposed to come this week who I haven't heard from yet, just to kind of do an estimate because
Mhm.
they just started a business. So,
That's
but
cool.
I tried to do it. I have a half an acre,
Oh,
and the front yard's fine. I can do, but and all the trees are in the backyard. It would take me forever.
Sure.
Do you know what's crazy? In my backyard, I don't have one tree in my backyard. I put a pool in, in the spring, and I had to close my pool because I started getting leaves in it, and I didn't want to have it,
Mhm.
really leafy.
Yeah, that can wreak havoc.
Yeah, it can. But my neighbors have hundreds of trees, and so I get all of their leaves in my yard.
That's
They,
what
like,
happens
hang
to me. I have
over.
no trees.
Yeah.
I have no trees.
My
Really?
Tons of leaves.
In my front, I have a tree, but in my back, I have no tree, and I
Yeah.
get tons of leaves.
Yeah, and that's why I want to make sure I take care of the leaves because I don't want to be that neighbor who all of my leaves go in the neighbor's yard.
Yeah,
So-
I love my neighbors, so I don't complain. But
Yeah.
they
Right.
are there.
I mean, you really can't help it, but as long as
I know.
you
Mhm.
clean up what's in your yard, then
Right.
at least it's not blowing into
Right.
Yeah.
the neighbor's yard. You can't.
Yeah, I used to have a neighbor that let them blow.
Mm.
They never ever raked, never mulched them, never did anything, and they would just blow around, and
Yeah.
I would do mine, and then I'd be full of leaves again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Raking is a lot of work.
It is. I don't do that
It's
anymore.
tiring.
I have a leaf blower.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I blow. I do that in the rocks because I get in my front yard. I have one tree that I get in my rocks. I get lots of leaves,
Mm-hmm.
but
That's another thing I wanted to do this year. I'm going to try and do it next year, but instead of using mulch, I want to get the rocks
I
because
love
it's
the
a
rocks.
lot easier, especially since there's so many leaves.
Yeah.
And like in the front of my house, I have holly bushes and stuff, and right next to the patio is where they all get blown over there, and they sit there all winter, the leaves and stuff.
Right, and then they just
And trying to
decompose.
trying to blow the leaves out with mulch, it's
Yeah,
stuff's
it makes a
flying
mess.
everywhere,
It really does. Yeah,
and
and you can't rake it out because then you're raking half the
right,
mulch out.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a pain in the butt. So I wanted to get rocks this year, but then I got laid off in May, so I'm like, well, that ain't gonna happen this year.
Your mom has like a vacuum. She has like a leaf
Yeah.
vacuum.
Yeah,
that
my
she
Yeah,
can
mine
parents
suck
can
up
do
the
either
Mhm.
one.
leaves.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it's still tedious because you have to.
it is. It is.
Yeah. I'd like to say hello to a few more people. Debbie Prevish Cooper, hello. Dave Richards, hi. Deb Gerja, hi, miss you. Sherry Mendelia, hi. Mom's back on. Yvonne, hi, Yvonne. Hi, Larry Ryan. Thanks for watching, everybody.
And I've got Robert and Trisha. Hey.
Couple people pop back on.
Yeah, I've got people on and off. Yeah.
So, boy, I feel excited. This is the most people that's watched. And these are also, they'll be uploaded to YouTube afterwards also. So if you don't feel like, sitting and watching the whole time right now, if you got things to do, people to see, kids, everything, going to bed. So it's...
You can go to Youngstown Studio and find the Facebook link, or you can find the YouTube. Go to YouTube and find Youngstown Studio on YouTube and find the video there as well.
Right. I believe if you have the podcast app also.
Yeah, there are several different podcast apps.
So those are the big three. So thank you all for watching us tonight. We're really excited to have you with us. So it's fun. Yeah. Anybody want to send any suggestions for subjects to talk about too? We just bounce around from one thing to another.
The glass for you if you send us a topic.
Absolutely.
My mom's watching now too.
Hi, Mom.
Oh my. So how do you feel about the wedding this weekend?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's an indoor wedding.
It is. The wedding is in Hartford, and then the reception is in Niles. And the wedding is at 2, and the reception is at 6.
Oh, that's
the wedding is just
timing.
for family and close friends. And so it'll be nice. It's kind of a small, intimate group, and then the reception will be a little bigger. Masks will be worn.
Yeah.
That's the scary part because, our numbers are climbing, and I hope people are social distancing and wearing masks and trying to keep this away. Because our state is only at 5% right now, but there are other states that are really high.
Right.
Out in the Midwest, they're like in the 30% level.
Right,
And it's scary.
Be so careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see, along with COVID, less flu this year because of the masks. And everybody is vaccinating.
I read that
Everyone
the
is
masks will eliminate a lot of the flu.
So that's good. I mean,
yes, it is. And I went and got my flu shot on Saturday last week.
Did you?
I did. Thank you, Rite Aid. So, yeah, that's good.
I was waiting for you to say something. I wanted to ask you about your necklace. Was that from like the animal rescue site?
No,
or where's that from?
It's just a snap. Whoops, I snapped it off.
Oh,
it's
you
a little
can change
snap.
it?
Yeah, it's interchangeable.
Oh, that's
and
pretty.
There's a store in Boardman. Well, it's actually North Lima called the Bling Bling Lady.
Oh, okay. That's
And
that's the same thing you had on with the
Yes
cat the other day. Okay.
She has a Facebook page. You can look her up, Bling Bling Lady, and she has all sorts of different snaps, and she has all sorts of cool stuff. It's definitely a girly store. She has purses, and she has clothing, and she has lots of different jewelry, and I've gotten really cool sunglasses there.
Really?
Yeah. And she has shoes and slippers and stuff like that, and jammies, and just anything girly.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has a lot of personalized things, like things that people have crafted, and with sayings on the shirts and stuff. It's just really a cute store.
Yeah, I'll have to go out there because it looks like something. So for Christmas every year, my mom will go on like the animal rescue site and buy some stuff from my cousins, because my cousin, she actually rescues a lot of bulldogs.
Oh, how cool!
Yeah,
Bulldogs. You did never tell me that.
I know.
So
yeah, they've done quite. I mean, I would say a lot. I mean, it's probably at least I think 3 or 4 now since she's done it, and she actually keeps them as pets. She doesn't rescue them and then adopt them out.
Cool. Yeah,
that's cool.
And she has a boxer right now, Tank. He's a big boy.
I had a
so
Tank
cute.
too.
His name's Tank, but he's just a bruiser, so they call him Tank.
That's why we call ours Tank. My bulldog was a rescue.
Yeah.
We got her from a breeder, and she had birthed, I think, 3 litters, and had, full litters. And then her last litter, she only had 2 puppies. And so they had her spayed and gave her, sold her. They didn't give her away, but she was 5 when we got her, and she was the greatest dog. She could go 14 hours without peeing in my house.
Oh wow.
We both worked, and we both worked, and we would come home, and she would have we called it the pee-pee dance.
Yeah.
The little tappy toes on the floor, and she would run out and pee and then come back in, and but she was like the best dog I've ever had in my life. And I would like to get another one. I really would, but I'm afraid that I would never, I wouldn't get one as good as her. And it's
know.
hard.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, like, they started years ago where they got a puppy. And I mean, like, he's a little, and I can't remember if I think they went on vacation or something. So, my mom and dad watched the puppy while they were gone. Yeah. And I mean, little teeny tiny white bulldog puppy, where they just, flip flop down the, whatever. So, and his name was Bogey. And then he just, they get to their big roly poly stages, and they're, yeah.
And they have no concept of their size.
No,
they don't. They're lap dogs.
Yeah. I have a friend that has an American Bulldog named Bacon.
Oh my gosh.
And an English Mastiff named Vinny.
Oh, English Mastiffs are huge.
Oh my gosh. Vinny can open doors.
Oh wow.
And go, like, he will let himself outside
That's
to
funny.
go to the bathroom, and Bacon will just run at you and I have been taken out several times.
That's cute.
I know, it's adorable. He's Bacon.
Well, the American Bulldogs are much taller than an English Bulldog, and they're still as hefty as a Bulldog, but they're just got longer legs.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that they could take you out really easily.
The slobber gets me though.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Some of them slobber more than others.
Everywhere.
The only ones that really bother me is some Bulldogs, they have weird tail things going on, and they get, I don't know, it's something where you have to clean. I don't know what it's called, but there's this gross tail
Well,
stuff going on.
they are prone to like infection because their skin,
jowls and
jowls and stuff in their ears. Bogey had some problems, and teeth,
Yeah, and you have to feed them special diets usually because they don't do well with wheat. And
really?
With white flour. So you have to buy
like
good food.
Yeah.
Our food used to be very expensive.
Sure.
But it was worth it because she was such a good dog. She really was. She was a great dog.
They have a female now, Maggie. I think her name's Maggie. Yeah. And she does the whole, like, her whole body moves, and she gets so excited.
Cute.
Well, I'm like, I can't believe that dog can do this when I saw her. But she will. She'll get up on her hind legs and beg for a treat. I'm like, how can you, like, keep yourself upright like that? Because they're just so
girthy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you hold that weight
But
up?
she's just so darn cute. And like, it's the whole little dog syndrome, too, because Tank, he's a big, beefy, boxer. And, but yet she will, like, go after him. Yeah. And fight.
They don't
little
recognize their size.
No,
though. They just know
don't.
it's another dog, and that's all they know, and that's all they care about.
I mean, they get along, but there's times that, they'll fight, and she'll go after. She's the troublemaker,
My mom's
I've been
dog
told.
is an Australian Shepherd Husky mix. She's terrified of my toy poodle.
Terrified. How cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dog she doesn't like many other dogs. Thankfully, the 2 I have get along, but other dogs, doesn't matter how big they are.
What other dog do you have, you say?
I have a toy poodle that was my grandparents' dog. When they passed away, we took her because what else were we going to do?
Yeah,
right.
right.
And then I have a West Highland Bichon mix, so she kind of looks like a little
cool.
Caesar's dog,
Yeah.
but with curlier hair.
Mm-hmm.
So her name's Molly. So I have Molly and Peach.
We'll clear it up.
I need to say hi to Christina. That's my daughter. She's
Hi.
in Kansas. And to Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
There's my girl, West Highland White Terrier.
Right. So she doesn't have the pointy ears. Her ears flop down.
Oh, do they? Okay.
And she's got some curl to her coat, but she's a pig.
Yeah.
She loves food, that girl.
Yeah.
She's a good dog, though. Best temperament I've ever seen.
Really?
A kid, anybody could just do about anything
Oh,
with her.
yeah.
She doesn't even so much as growl.
Oh, that's
right. Yeah, that's Allie. I mean, with kids who don't have dogs, they just want to go and hug them and squeeze them and touch them, and
they're not all okay with it.
And but they'll, the kids across the street love her to death, and their youngest is, I think, about 3.5, and she loves Allie. One of her first words was actually Allie, believe it or not. She would be in their door, and she'd see Allie out in the yard, and she started saying Allie,
That's cute.
And it's funny because my niece, who's now 3, one of her first words was Allie.
That's cute.
But they want to like touch their face and stuff, and she's just so good. She sits there, her ears are back,
She's like, "Oh, get this kid away from me."
But I mean, now she's used to them because I've been there over 3 years. But she loves going over there and playing and stuff, and they love her, and they are hypoallergenic.
Right. Yeah. I think my dog is too, because I have allergy issues and I don't have any problem. The grooming bill is a little bit much, but
it has been proven though, because my neighbor across the street, she's allergic to all dogs, but she's not allergic to Allie at all. So the two middle ones, they keep asking, they want an Allie dog, and it's like, and they have 4 children. So Maria, the youngest, just went to daycare, preschool. So she's like, just give me some time, So I share Allie,
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that's nice.
It's fun, I mean, we've had, all of our lives, we've had like the middle-sized dogs, like Schnauzer mix or Poodle mix and stuff. And then, when I moved out in my 20s, and my friend's brother, they got 2 little dogs. It was a miniature pincher. She was a mini version of Allie. She was all black. She was a little bit smaller, but she had the pointy ears. And then what was he called? Bichon? No.
Yeah,
No, I don't. Is that him? I don't know.
They're curly. Yeah, they're.
No, not those ones. No. I forget what kind he was, but he was adorable. A little one too. He was on one of the shows with Jack Nicholson or Nicholas. I get those two. Who's the golfer? Who's the actor? Anyways,
Jack Nicholson.
Nicholson's the actor. Nicholas is the golfer.
Okay. So, but
I'm surprised I knew that.
Yeah, I know.
Good job.
But just that's the first time I really liked the little dogs. And I had a beagle at the time. So when they would go out of town, we had 3 dogs running around our apartment. We had
a beagle. We lost him a year ago.
Aww.
And my mom, poor thing, she took him to the vet, and the vet's like, "Hey, by the way, he has cancer." And
oh no!
So she's like, "Oh my gosh!" But he was the best dog, and they're so loud. But I just love the big floppy ears, and he was so cuddly. And my sister got cats now because it was her dog, and so she has twins that are 7, and they're like, "Mommy, we want a pet," and they're gone so much. She's like, "We can't get a dog. We are gone all the time." So they have 2 cats. The one cat loves food. He's such a fat little cat. He gets in the Doritos bags. Like, if you leave any food at all, that cat's in there. Every time I go over there, I was like, that cat is getting huge.
We had a cat that used to steal food out of your hand when you were trying to take a bite.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was hilarious.
Especially
donuts.
For a
he
cat.
loved donuts.
Especially for a cat, because they're a little more standoffish.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, my cats will lay on my lap or lay next to me while I eat, but they don't try to take my food. This cat did. He would steal. If you had a donut, he would steal it and run away with it.
That's
My sister's
funny.
cat will stick his face in a cup of coffee. He doesn't care.
Oh,
If
wow.
it smells like food, he's in there.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm like, get away.
Then my sister ended up getting a Rottweiler years ago, and
Oh, I
as
have
a
Rottweiler
puppy.
story too.
And he, I mean, my dog Allie, she's of course perfect, you know,
Yeah, of course she
and
is.
like
Of course she is.
the best dog. But I will say, I hold Griffey up there, that because they live in Cincinnati, so
Oh, okay.
his official name was Sir Griffey Von Hood, you know, but for Ken Griffey Jr. because that's when Ken Griffey Jr. was popular in
Right.
Cincinnati. But Griffey was one of our best dogs. I mean, not a mean bone in his
Aw.
body at all. And they had, this is back when they had their reputations like the pit bulls have now.
Right, for
Mhm.
sure.
But and like he, you know, big dog syndrome where they think they're little dogs and they want to
Yes,
sit on your
they sit on
lap.
your lap.
And
Mm-hmm.
one of the funniest things is my brother used to like put the newspaper out and lay on the floor and on his stomach and read the newspaper, and Griffey would just be like plop and put his you know his paws down
Right
and he'd
on
be
there.
like right there, and he would be like excuse me, you know. But that's when I really liked the big dogs too. So I'm like,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
have grown, you know, through my whole life to like all dogs, big, little, medium. It's wonderful.
I just noticed my other mama's watching. Hi, Roxanne.
Hi.
I had an experience with a Rottweiler once when we lived in this house, and I rolled the big giant blue garbage can out to the road, you know, and all of it. Then these people moved in across the street, and all of a sudden I see this dog running, and I didn't know what to do other than to jump on the garbage can.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm standing on top of the garbage can. This is, 30 years ago. I don't know, I was young, and my kids were small, and it ended up being a nice dog, and my son adopted it, and it would sleep at our house halftime and at the neighbor's house
Really?
halftime. Yeah, it was
That's
a good dog.
funny.
Yeah, but it scared me half to death because you see this big giant dog coming running at you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it
My
was
friend
scary.
has a cat that lives between her house and the neighbor's house across the street. Like, the cat will go outside, the neighbors will come home, the cat will sit at the front door and wait until the neighbor comes to the front door to let her inside. She'll go inside, she'll sleep, they keep food for her over there. It's like a shared pet.
Mhm.
Oh, how cute!
It's so funny.
Yeah,
Well,
I was like, was it time? Are we done?
I think it's time.
it's time. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. We had a good time.
Yeah,
did.
absolutely.
Fun conversation.
Yeah.
You know, one thing just leads to another. So,
does.
you know, join us Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 8. And any kind of suggestions for comments or questions, we would love. So, have a great night.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. If you like our programming, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook page, or subscribe to your favorite podcast platform like iTunes or Spotify. This is original Youngstown content, and we would appreciate you sharing the videos and the word about us. Thank you.